Hey everyone, Billy Hill. Today I want to talk about Tom Threepersons holster and a holster I have for sale right now. So this is kind of a standard Tom Threeperson. It's a single piece of leather, an 8 to 9 ounce. It's kind of light, you can hear, not exceedingly thick, but a great kind of retro 1911 style holster. And this one is for sale on eBay right now. It's double stitched and bag coated, hand tooled, very nice. So this is kind of what you think of when you think of a Tom Threeperson. But people, more than a few, have said, hey, do you make a lined version of that holster? Well, I simply took my original design and lined it. So I have done lining in the past. Here's an example, an extreme example of I stitched an outer layer and then lined it with an inner layer. And I had a little wrinkling on this one, as you can see right there. That doesn't affect how the pistol sits in the holster, but this was kind of a tester. So for this one, I used a different method to get the leather on the interior, which, as you can see, resulted in 0 wrinkles. Awesome. It is a little thicker than I had originally thought it would be, which leads me to why I'm shooting the video here. One is I sewed the interior or the liner on. You can see the stitches that go all the way around holding that on, and then also at the bottom here I sewed on. So it's kind of decorative, but it's more of a function to keep the leather in place on the gun or on the holster. And the tooling on this piece is actually really nice, and I'm pretty picky about tooling, but the tooling on this came out great. So here we see our back stitch that holds our flap on for a 2.5 inch belt. And a couple of things. So if you're going to buy this, I just want to say functionally everything on this is great. Visually, there's a few things I'm not totally cool with, but I want you to be aware of it before you make the purchase. So as I was trying to get around this curve here, and I glued the leather in on a curve to make it smooth like this, but as I went around the curve, I got a little high on my stitch right here. Doesn't affect how the holster works. It just visually jumps the line a little bit, so there's that. And then I also do lock stitches, so I come back and lock it, and then I start sewing. So you can visually see the lock stitch here. And then on this piece, this is super thick. So you've got a 8 ounce, 4 ounce, 4 ounce, 8 ounce thickness here. And I stitched the holster together last. And so I did a back stitch, lock stitched here, came all the way up to the top, and then went back and did a lock stitch. And you can see on the back these lock stitches. And the only thing I have to say here is that my leather was so thick that my thread got sucked into the leather more than I would have liked. So once again, while this is a solid holster, visually I'm not 100% happy with that. So I want you to be aware of this. Jumping the line here, and some of these lock stitches are showing. But other than that, I mean, this is a solid holster. And the last question was, will the pistol actually fit with this extra layer of leather? And I was, bear with me, pleasantly surprised that not only does it fit, man, it is a great fit. And I'll zoom back here. It totally, I'll hold it by the sides, it is solid. No retention strap needed on this one. Cocked and locked, empty. So anyway, that is my line, Tom Threepersons. I'll put a return policy on this buy, so if you get it and you don't, and you're like, hey, I don't like these sucked in stitches, you can send it back to me. I'll give you like 2 days to approve it, and maybe you can email me and let me know everything's a-okay. I like it a lot. If I don't sell it, I'll keep it as one of my own, because it is a solid piece of rig. Thank you guys. Billy Hill, BillyHill.com.